This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're in Manchester ahead of Dave Allen's fight against, what's his name?
Ariel Esteban Bracamonte.
That's the one.
Yep.
Headlining, obviously.
Obviously, I'm headlining the non-actual way you have to pay for it slot. You know, they call me pay-per-view yet. Only 2 of them have actually been live on the part where you have to pay. So.
Yeah, but how many actual pay-per-view shows have you been on?
I think I've been scheduled to be on 7. This will be my 6th. I'll actually fight. One of them I did my back in. I had a bulging disc. I went to fight in Cardiff. So I'm classing it as 7. Like, this is the 7th time I've been scheduled to be on pay-per-view. So I think it's some kind of record somewhere. I think I'm the most pay-per-view fighter in the UK. The last couple
It's
of years.
probably a record for the amount of bills you've been on without actually headlining.
Yeah, you know, 6, 7, whatever it is, it's a lot of pay-per-views. It's odd, it's very strange. People can say what they want about it, but obviously I'm on here for a reason, you know. Is it because I'm the best watcher in the world? Probably not. Is it because I put mums on seats and people will tune in to watch? I think so, yeah. So, and that's what pay-per-view is. People say, you're not a great fighter, why are you on pay-per-view? Well, pay-per-view, the whole aspect of pay-per-view is people pay to view. And people are paying to view me more than they would pay to view other fighters. I'll be on the bill. That's how it works. I'm fortunate that I've got the support. Very grateful. I'm fortunate. No luck involved. You know, I get offended by people saying I'm lucky. I'm not lucky. Nothing happens in life by luck. I'm not won the lottery. I'm just on pay-per-view shows. You know, it's not. I don't see it as luck. I see it as a job well done.
Sometimes it doesn't seem like it really matters who you're fighting.
No, you know, because obviously, I say it like that. I don't want people to think that I've turned big-headed or anything, but like, I did fight. I've had some really hard fights. I've had my head smashed in really badly on a couple of occasions, and the fact that I'm popular, that's just come from me being me, you know, and people very fortunately have liked it. So, I just don't like the term luck. I don't believe in luck. So I feel like I'm doing something right, and obviously I'm very fortunate. I never say I'm not fortunate. I'm fortunate, but I'm not lucky. Call me fortunate all you want, but I'm not lucky.
Yeah, but how much of it has it to do with your personality?
Oh, 99.9%, 100%.
Well,
99%, 99% of 100%.
99% and 1%. It's not 1% ability, is it? That's being harsh on yourself.
I've got ability, but I've let myself down in the past. You know, I'll be honest. The Yoka, Ortiz and White fights, I won in a million years at the time that I had them, but I ruined the Lenroy Thomas first fight. That's the only fight that I've ill prepared for, you know, and come up short, and that's still lingering around now. And maybe fair enough, you know, I threw away a major title on a pay-per-view show, so yeah, give me some stick for that, I deserve it. But you know, everything else, people say, oh, you don't train, you don't do this. I'm just an heavy set kid. You know, and this is my build. When I'm the hardest trainer in the gym. You know, I do eat a bit of shit sometimes. I'm not perfect. I'm just me. But we'll see. You know, I think I'm developing into a good fighter now. And everyone who's involved in boxing always says, you know what, David, you're a good fighter. You know, I'm not proclaiming to be headlining the pay-per-view. You know, I'm really low down the card, but I'm just there. I'm just enjoying doing what I'm doing. But you know, a little part of me has changed because I take myself seriously now. So, but I don't expect everyone to forgive and forget certain lacklustre performances in the past. They'll take some winning round, but you know, I think the Webb and the Nebo fights, I think, you know, I'm slowly starting to become a serious force, you know, at least at domestic level.
What was you like as a child?
As a small child?
Like, let me give you an age to go back to.
Give me an age and I'll tell you.
Like 7.
7 years old. You know, as a kid, my childhood was a bit different to most. Like, you know, my dad was a madman. I was scared to death to breathe as a kid. In the house, outside the house, at school. I was a really quiet kid. You know, in reception, when I was 4 or 5 years old, I didn't do year one. They moved me straight into year 2 with the older kids. And I used to get bullied a little bit because my head was massive as a kid. Just got a bit of grief. I was a really quiet kid actually, till I got to about 11 and 12. And I realised I'm actually really hard. I went to quite a posh school, Ayfield, wasn't it? Yeah. And I'm from DN12. And I thought, you know what, I'm from DN12. I'm pretty hard. and things turned around. I became like kind of popular and whatever else. I was the fastest. When you're the fastest kid in school in that year, and you're hard. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going into my looks at that point, so I weren't cool with the women, just the men at that point. But as a kid, I was a nice kid. I was a quiet kid. I used to get a lot of grief about the size of my head, to be honest. So primary school wasn't that fun, really. Secondary school was alright. Primary school was I was 18 months younger than some of the kids. So I used to get some grief, to be honest. And I remember all of them. If I fucking see any of them, because I've not seen them for a bit, like, but if I see them, they'll know about it. So anyway, thanks for bringing that back up.
That's alright. Yeah. Any names in particular? They might be watching
yeah,
this.
They'll fucking know. They know they are as well. I haven't seen them for fucking years. But anyway, it's not a big deal.
But you're talking about as an 11-year-old?
I'm talking to see them fucking now. They'll know about it. But obviously I'm not that guy. So.
Do you know what? I completely agree with you, because there was, when I was about 12, 13, there was someone that aggravated me.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them since, but if I saw them now, I would bring that up, and that was like 25 years ago.
Do you know what they used to call me?
Go on.
You know, like a melon? They used to call me Dave Malin. My head was like a melon. Alan, Melon, Malin. They used to call me Dave Malin. And even now, I don't even eat melon. I won't eat a melon, I won't even look at one. I won't even look at a fucking melon, because I just think, you know what? I think, look at that's my fucking childhood right there. That fucking melon. You know what else you used to sing at me? You know the train song, Drops of Jupiter?
Yeah.
Come with Jupiter Head. He used to sing Drops of Jupiter to me. It's also another true story. Obviously, I'm over it now. But if I see him...
I wonder why I won't eat melon over there.
Well, I don't like melon, because I get fucking flashbacks. Just sit on my fucking own at dinner.
But they might be coming to your, or already have come to your fights.
Well, I hope they do. I hope they do. Because I know the fucking pain they cause me. You know something? I remember in about year 4, but I'd actually be year 3. I used to hold my mum's hand in the bottom playground, and I'd cry because I didn't want to go to school. So I get bullied. But I'm over it, obviously.
What age did you hit someone?
I gave someone an 8 hammering in year 8. I fucking hammered him.
What was it over?
He spat on me outside PSE.
What's PSE?
Physical social education.
Oh, outside the class.
Yeah,
okay.
he spat on me. I said, I'm going to fucking do you at dinner time. And I did him. And I never actually really had a fight again until I got a bit older. Because all the kids, I think, at school were a bit like, fucking hell. My dad was local nutcase as well, which helped. So yeah, it was alright. I've always been a nice kid. I've probably always been too nice all my life. You know, I've always been too nice, if anything. But obviously, them bullies, if I see them, I'll tell them.
Alright, so year 8. Do you remember his or her name?
Yeah, I'm not going to go into it, but I fucking hammered him.
It was a boy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a boy. I just fucking potato peeled him on the fucking head. He went down like a sack of shit, sat on top of him. And I just ground and pounded him for a while. For ages, to be honest. I couldn't hit him because I was slapping him on the head. But I've not seen the kid since we left school, but yeah, I fucking hammered him, like, to be fair. I'm undefeated. You know what I mean?
Okay. Whose idea was it for you to go into a boxing gym? Yours or your dad's?
No, I went to, I was 14 years old, I was going to an amateur boxing gym, the Tom Hill. And I used to go down there, but I never did anything. I used to mess about, like, you know what I'm like. I was running around the gym, doing weird shit, trying to lock people in the sauna. I lasted a couple of weeks, I never went back. And then when I left school, I had no GCSEs, and my mates were like, we're going to Donny Plant, do you want to come along with us? I was like, yeah, go on, I'll come along. And I went with me, Monty, all a few others. And I went on the first day I went there, they said, do you want to spar? And I said, I'll spar. Because I did think I was hard, to be honest. You know them kids.
And how old were you?
I was about 16 and a half, nearly 17. I had a skinhead. I thought I was pretty hard, you know what I mean? So anyway, I sparred and I did really well. I said, you know what, you're quite good, you know. And then there was like, oh, you boxed before? I said, no, my dad was a boxer. Some of my dad were, they knew my dad. They were like, oh, well, he was a really good fighter, you know. So, oh, yeah. So anyway, I stayed there for about a month. My dad watched me spar. And when I said, look, he said, he'd never said anything nice to me. He said I'm shit now. So 10 years ago, can you imagine how bad he thought I was then? So he said, you know what, if you want to box, you can box. Like, I'm really happy. If you want to box, do it. Whatever you want to do it. And, you know, me and my dad don't get along very well, but I gave him that. He did say to me, he said, if that's what you're going to do, go and follow it, you know. He said, but if you're going to do it, we're going to leave here and you're going to go to Brendan Ingles' gym. So the very next day, he took me on the train to Brendan's gym. The next day I was in Brendan's gym, I was watching Kell Brook then. I think Kell Brook was about to watch Kevin McIntyre. I think he was the British champion. I was watching all of them, I didn't have a clue anyone were. And Brendan put his arm around me and said, yeah, welcome to the gym, you know. But I used to live with Brendan. And Brendan said, yeah, come and train here. And from that point on, I was at Brendan 7 days a week. I was there every afternoon. I used to go and do a bit of gardening with Bren. We built a wall for his son once, and then I'd go and train. I'd train in the morning in Mexico with Will Swindles. I used to train 2 or 3 times a day, and I'd travel 6-7 hours on buses and trains to get there, you know, and put it in. The first few years of my boxing life, I used to put it in, all over the place, buses, trains, trams, you name it. I'd set them.
What age did you turn pro again?
I was 20.
20.
I had 10 amateur fights.
10?
I had 10, yeah.
Yeah.
And I got offered a place on the development school with the Great Britain team. I was sparring Anthony Joshua a lot, Fraser Clark, Joe Joyce. I was sparring them a lot. I was up there on the assessments. With Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde was on the assessment as well. I beat him in the amateurs, it's not a big deal, but he's fighting Saturday as well. And then I'm gonna, and they offered me, I think it's like $4.5 to be on the development squad. And I said, $4.5 grand, I'm going to turn pro and I'll make like 50 grand in the first year. Obviously, I didn't have a clue what it was all about. I said, nah, I'm not going to do that, I'll turn pro. And it's probably the worst thing I did, to be honest. I should just say an amateur. I'm not saying I'd have gone to the 2016 Olympics, but what I would say is over 3 rounds. Over 3 rounds, me and Joe Joyce, I think it'd have been interesting, you know. There's some good spars, and I think when I turned pro, that's when I stopped training. As an amateur, I was a very good amateur. I only had 10 fights, but I was a very good one. I was rated about 6 in the country after 10 fights. I was really good. I was fit and ready. But that's what we're getting back to. You know, I was really hungry then. I was literally hungry. Didn't eat anything. You know, so need to get back to that. I think over the years I got a bit. You know, even though I was only clearing $9.5 grand for OTs, $9 grand in that. But that for me, I was the richest man in the world, and I got too comfortable, and I was eating shit. I was renting somewhere. I thought, fucking hell, I'm the richest man in the world, and I was eating 3 steak bakes at the time. So I'm getting that hunger back now.
All the way through your career, it seems like it has literally gone up and down. And I don't mean as in terms of the fights you're having, but your life in general seems to have been kind of up and down. I mean, Eddie Hearn was telling us earlier on that you spoke to him a couple of weeks ago and were kind of might have had a down day, and you said to him, you know, I'm not sure if I want to fight in Manchester on the 10th. So when that happens, what's going on in your life then?
Well, basically, I'll tell you about that first in Manchester. After the fight in Newcastle, he said, look, you can fight November 10th. So I didn't go on holiday. I didn't want to go on holiday anyway, to be fair, but he said, oh, we'll fight November 10th. And then a couple of days later, I spoke to him, oh, we'll wait till Sheffield, we'll get a big fight in Sheffield. I said, alright, that's fair enough, that's fine, I'm happy with that. But then, with 2.5 weeks ago, he said, let's get you on Manchester November 10th. And I'm thinking, oh, fucking hell, like, I could do a bit more time to prepare, because a lot of fans say, you know, come on, Dave, you need to get in better shape, but I'm only getting to 2 weeks max to train in between these fights. You could have a little bit of time off before the fight, you could have time off after the fight. Even if it's only 1 round job against Nebo, the adrenaline, when you come out to 9,000 people singing your name, your knees are knocking, my knees were knocking, you know what I mean, that adrenaline, and it takes a bit out of you. So I said, Eddie, like, what I said to him were, Eddie, I said, look, if I ain't getting an opponent in the next 24 hours, I don't want to box, because I'm not just gonna be that man that's gonna fill the pay-per-view up. Like, I ain't getting beat for X amount of money that you're paying. The money you're paying for this fight, I said to him, I ain't getting beat for that. I'm not. I ain't taking any risk of getting beat for that. I'm not saying that Argentina might knock me out, but I'm not taking something I perceive to be a massive threat for that amount of money. Do you know what I'm saying? And I've got a little bit smarter now, and people around me saying, let's just be a little bit smarter, David, come on. It's alright being brave, but being brave when you're 50 years old and everyone's forgot about you even existed, then what's brave got you then, you know? When you're in your sister's box room and all her kids have moved out but you're still living there. It don't matter how brave you are then, does it? So I just said to him, I said, look, if the opponent's not sorted in the next 24 hours, like, I'm going to have to pull off it and wait for Sheffield, because I don't want to take an unnecessary risk. So that's what it were. I was fine in it. I was fine. I just want to do things right. And I said to him, I said, Ed, let's do things right, please. And I said, ring me. And he rung me from New York, to be fair to him. I think he was in New York, wherever he went. And he said, look, we'll get it sorted, don't worry about it. And fair enough, he got it sorted. We got a sort of opponent we're both happy with. And we go on. It wasn't a case I was losing my marbles or out. I just wanted it doing properly. And it was done properly, so I'm happy.
From the Leroy Thomas, Dillian White, Luis Ortiz, Tony Yoka fights, do you look back at any of those fights and think, I probably shouldn't have taken that fight at that time, or not?
I want to sit on fights won't be sat here now. You know, I see over heavyweights about, I see my friend Cashal is a good friend of mine, he's 14-0, yeah. And if I want to look Dylan White fight, I'd have gone to 14-0. And Cash is still waiting for that big breakout fight. He can fight, I think he's a good fighter, he's a very good friend of mine, I like him, but I took the Dylan White fight. Look where I am now. Look where other heavyweights are in a similar position, similar amount of fights, but they're not getting that breakout because I took that chance. I took the Dylan White fight, and I thought if I perform half well, I'll get another shot. Took him 10 rounds. I got the Ortiz fight. Took him 7. Was tough, and I got the Lenroy Thomas fight. I blew it, but you know what I mean. I carved out a little opportunity for myself out of nothing really. So that's what I say to these other heavyweights, like just do it, you know. Push, like anyone like Tom Little, Sean Turner, they always call my name out, and they probably look at me as a winnable big fight. And I never begrudge anyone anything because I just think, yeah, you know what, that's a good move. If I was them, I would call me out too. Do you know what I mean? Like you got to carve out a little opportunity for yourself. I carved a little opportunity out of nothing really. And I did the same with Tony Oka again. Put in a shift. Took him 10 rounds and then the Nick Webb fight came up off the back of it. Like Dave Allen's been with Ortiz, White, Yoka, let's put him with Webb. If Webb stops him, he's the man. Well, obviously, I know I've been anyway. So you know what I'm saying? It's all about carving little. People say, oh, he took his opportunity, taking opportunities. Do you know how long the line were to fight Nick Webb? How long the line were to fight Yoka? Do you want to know how long it were? No man long. Martin McCauley, Billy Nelson keeps saying, fight Billy McCauley, he won't get any opportunities. They offered in the Yoka fight, they offered like, so many names was offered the Yoka fight. I saw all the ones that was offered it. There's no names on there, and the same names that are saying, I'm not getting opportunities. Go to France and fight Tony Yoka, it was decent money as well. Same with Dylan White, he was offered about 10 names, and then they offered it to me. Ortiz, he was offered to everybody. Do you think Eddie really wanted to put him in with me? Because you know the grief he'd get. It was offered about 20 people was offered the Ortiz fight and the White and the Yoka fight. All of them said no. And I didn't even ask how much. I just said, when is it? I said, I ain't got to fly to Paris, have I? Let me get the train. That was literally all I said was, let me get the train. All I want to do with this fight, I just said to me, I said, I'll do it, but I'm getting the train. That was it. Didn't even ask the money, because I know the money will come eventually if I do things right. Do you know what I mean? So, I just hate when people say, you're taking so and so's opportunity. I'm not never taking anyone's opportunity. I take the opportunity when they come to me. Never turn anything down. I wouldn't turn today down because I knew I would have pulled out if the opponent wasn't right. But I said, but the time when I started going to Eddie, you know what, mate? No, he's gonna say, well, fuck Dave Allen. Do you know what I mean? And that's the top and bottom of it. You got to take what you know. This career ain't gonna last long. And people say it'll not last as long as you keep getting your head smashed in. Well, it won't last long if you said no to people. If you get an opportunity in boxing, you take it. Look at Craig Rich, he's lost to Buglioni, but do you know what I mean? He's getting opportunities with Eddie now. Because he took that chance and he admires that and the fans admire it. So that's what I think anyway.
You got 2 fights scheduled, obviously this Saturday.
Possibly three.
Yeah, possibly 3. You could be on Sheffield and London.
Yeah.
I know we spoke in the past about your realistic kind of aims within boxing, and probably about a year ago, to be honest. But has that kind of changed over time?
Yeah.
You've said that you want to win the British title, but is that as far as you go, or is it how far do I go?
I've looked at it differently. I've looked at it. You know, the Yoka fight was the best thing I ever did because I boxed Nick Webb and the levels and. No disrespect to Nick Webb, I think he's a nice fella, I think he's a decent fighter. And if you put him in with Dubois now, would you comprehensively say Dubois would beat him? I don't think you would. You could fancy Dubois heavily, but you wouldn't say it was a foregone conclusion. So, because Nick Webb's decent, he's a good boxer, he's a big man, he can punch a little bit. He can't punch hard enough for me, but it's not a big deal. But what I would say is, when you box Ortiz and Yoka and White, you come down to domestic level, it's easier. I beat Nick Webb in my sleep that night. I was half asleep. I was literally half asleep. I had one foot in the grave. I was that fat and obese, and my cholesterol was sky high. I was out the night before. I was on dancing on in the hotel, trying to go till about 4 a.m. Do you know what I mean? Like I could beat him. I'm not no disrespect to him, but I've been there. I've been against experienced men. I old-manned him, even though I'm 6 years younger than him. I old-manned him. You know. So with the experience I've got now, like I anticipate winning the British title. I'm not praying on my knees like I was before. I expect to win it. And next year, I want Neil Dubois next year. They're the fights I want. Even Nathan Gorman, I love the kid. I love him to death. I think he's a fantastic lad. But I'll fight him for the British title next year. Fight all of them. Not Joe Joyce though. He's a strong fucker. I don't want him. Don't quite fancy that fight. Not really a good stylistic matchup. But the rest of them, I fight all of them. I've got a newfound confidence. And the Nebo fight, he's not a world beater. He's not bad though. It wasn't as people say. Oh, it's shocking. Dave Allen stops me now. How about Dave Allen just getting a little bit better now, and he's not actually that bad. So I've just got a newfound confidence, and it's not a cockiness. It's just a confidence. I think I always knew I could do something if it all clicked together, and I feel like it is.
What happened in your life after the first Leroy Thomas defeat? What was going on?
Yeah, it wasn't the lowest point in my life at all. You know, it wasn't the lowest. I was much lower. I was gutted because I let everyone down, to be honest. The Dylan White fight, I never let nobody down. It wasn't good enough. People say they didn't let your hands go. It's hard to let your hands go when you're with a man much better than you. The Ortiz fight, I didn't let myself down. The Yoka fight, I didn't let myself down. If anything, in them fights, I performed when I come out of it. I thought, you know what? I give myself a little pat on the back and said, you've done alright. The first Thomas fight, sorry. Did you ask about the first Thomas fight?
Yeah.
Or the second one? The first one.
First one I was talking
Yeah,
about.
the first one I was gutted. I let everyone down. And that's what gutted me. I should have won that belt, you know what I mean? I was gutted for a bit. But I got back on the awesome box Tom Dallas. Got a win. And then I didn't box again until the second Leroy Thomas fight, but I'm a grown man now, I think, effectively. 26, I've grown up a lot. When I first met you, you know what, me and Danny watched our first interview together. I'm just a different man now. I weren't feeling sorry for myself, I was gutted. But I let everyone down. I was sad that I let everyone down. I was sad for myself, quite obviously. Like, obviously I cost myself a lot of money and whatever else, but I was gutted. We were at Bramwell Lane. Everyone was there. Even my dad were there. He had a shirt on. Do you know what I mean?
I remember.
But, yeah, it was a sad evening. I was sad. I was just sad, really, because I just thought I fucking let myself down there. That's the top and bottom of it. I was just gutted. For everyone that I had a lot of support that night, and I let everyone down. So that's why I always say I understand all the grief I get and stuff like that, and I just take it on the chin. I say that's fair enough. And obviously it's a long road back for them, you know, saying, yeah, Dave Allen's a good fighter now, because obviously it's a long road back from like South Paul that night.
All the problems you've spoken about in the past, are they in the past?
No.
Really?
No. Because certain things never leave you. Addiction never leaves. Gambling will never leave me. And I will never leave gambling. It's more under control. My sister's a fucking nightmare. You know what I mean? She won't ever do fuck all. But gambling will never leave. Good and bad days will never leave, you know, and it's in the Tyson Fury thing with Joe Rogan. You know, and I've come to terms with it, and that's just the man I am, you know. you can't be as happy and as thing as I am, and as high as I am on some days. I'm up here, I'm fucking sky high some days, and I'm not expected to have a little bit of a downer now and again, you know.
Do you see a lot of similarities in the stuff Tyson, obviously not just recently, but has been talking about over the last sort of couple of years especially, with that in your own life? Do you see similarities there?
Before I met Tyson Fury, my mum read something with him in The Guardian, I think, once. It was about, like, a mention of Quality Street in there, and it was just about his life and whatever else. And I'll never forget it, because obviously I went on to meet him, become his friend, and it was, you know all that stuff. And she came in one day and she went, I've been reading this article about this Tyson Fury. And she went, he doesn't half sound like you. I said, what do you mean? She went, he's just like, I'm reading it, and I thought I was reading about you. Do you know what I mean? And then I met him and I spent time with him, and I see a lot of myself in him, you know? A lot of myself. I think we're very, very similar people, which is why I always tell people how great he is.
Now, talking to you both and interviewing you both, I see similarities from this side between how you two are in that kind of high, being on top, on different scales, but still being on top, and then kind of it being the polar opposite of that. And I think you've spoken about that in the past. He's spoken about that in the past.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do see some similarities in personality between between you two?
I always say to people, someone asked me earlier, so what's Tyson Fury like? And the nicest bloke in the world. He'll do anything for anyone, do you know what I mean? He isn't the Tyson we see. Like I always say about me, sometimes I talk to people, I meet them, and they'll say, well, you know what I expected, you're a lot quieter and a lot. What you'll see on social media with me is just, it is me, but it's just accentuated a little bit, you know? It's me when I'm at my highest high, do you know what I mean? And sometimes I'm feeling like shit, but I think, you know what, this will cheer people up, I'll write this. It's just me. Social media me is just me when I'm buzzing all the time, you know? But
What about when you come off social media? What's happening then?
When I'm not on social media at all?
Yeah, when you sort of... people think that you've, deleted your account, etc., etc.
I even want to kill somebody that's on there, and I have to come off for a while. Or, I'm a very sensitive man. I was speaking to Adam Boo downstairs, and we was talking about stuff. I think he's a very smart man. And I was talking to him. I'm a very sensitive man, and sometimes I see stuff on social media and it really bothers me to the point where I'll delete it and people say it's like a 15-year-old girl, but I am a 15-year-old girl. I've got the heart of a 15-year-old girl, do you know what I mean? That's what I am. I'm not going to apologise for it. I'm like a 15-year-old girl, really sensitive. That's what I'm like. But at the same time, same people that write on there, if I saw him, I'd smash the fucking teeth in like a fucking 50-year-old man would. Do you know what I mean? So you can go from 0 to 100 pretty fucking fast. But yeah, I'm very sensitive is the answer to that question. And sometimes I need a bit of time, my own space. And that's the same with a lot of things in life. Sometimes I don't leave the house for days on end. I don't speak to anybody. I shave my head sometimes. I've not shaved my head this year, I've had a good year, see. I shaved my head in January. When I'm bald, that's when I've had a fucking really hard time. So I'm doing well at the minute.
How do you describe your current relationship with your promoter-ish? Is he your promoter?
He's not my promoter.
He's not, is he?
Well, not.
You'd think he was,
not on
but...
paper. You know Eddie, Eddie is a promoter first and foremost. He's not my friend, is he? I like him and I feel like he likes me, if I see him, I shake his hand and say, you're alright mate. He thinks I'm fucking backwards, I think. I think he thinks I'm a bit
He must
daft.
think you're alright, you've been on nearly 7 pay-per-view shows.
I think he thinks I'm a bit daft, but I think he knows there's more there than fucking meets the eye, do you know what I mean? He knows I'm not daft. But I think, like he said, I watched something, I think it was you the other day, I think he said it's not that I feel sorry for him anymore, I'm bringing something to the table now.
Yeah.
Which is nice, yeah. It was nice. And I think he would I say admires, I think he respects that I've turned it around a little bit, and I think I'd like to think he's got a little bit of respect for me in terms of, I feel like I've done a good job with to be where I'm at now. Because I've been sat here with you many a time, and it's felt like the end of the road a few times, to be honest. And to be sat here discussing another pay-per-view show, discussing titles next year, discussing fighting great talents like Dubois and Gorman and whatever, just feels mad, doesn't it? So hopefully, I'd like to think he's got a bit of respect for me that I've got there. And he always wants best for his fighter, because what's best for the fighter is best for him as well. If I keep winning, I can headline shows, and imagine if I did go on a proper run and put 4 or 5 wins together, beat Dubois and that, I could headline my own pay-per-view, and that was stuff of dreams, wasn't it? But you could never write me out. That's one thing. I was in the van with Monty the other day. We was in the van. Where were we going?
I don't know. We've been in the van a few times.
We was in the van. I think I know where we were going, but we'll not discuss that on camera. And and Monty turned around to me and said, your career's been mad, He said that, didn't you?
Yeah, we were on the way back.
And he looked at me and he said, your career's been mad. And I said, what do you mean? He went, well, you won your first few fights, and then you lost to Dylan White and Ortiz, and then all of a sudden you came back and you won a few, and then you lost to Thomas and everyone thought you were done, and then you won another fight, and then you went to Cardiff and your back went and everyone thought you were done again, and then you had a cut with Leroy Thomas, everyone thought you were done, properly done, and then you beat Dave Allen, it's like, oh well, and then you went to France and Tony Oka beat you, and then you are done, and then you beat Nick Webb, the O2 was going mad for you, then you go to Newcastle, like he said, your career's been the maddest career ever, and he put his hand on my thigh, he grabbed it, because he likes my thigh, he always grabs them, he's a strange fella, and he just went, I'm really proud of you. And I only got my keys from my house up today. My mum texted me, she went, I'm really proud of you. And I thought, you know what, David, I did actually sit down, and I thought, you're doing fucking well, son, really. And I thought, that's the first time ever in my life I sat down and I thought, you know what, you should be proud of yourself, because I've been down so low in my life. Sometimes, not even boxing related. I've gambled all my money away to the point where I couldn't pay to live and eat or anything. And then I sit here today, I'm a homeowner, fighting on pay-per-view for the 7th time. And I just think, fucking well done, you. Because I had nothing, ever. I had nothing when I was born. I had nothing till I was a certain age. Then I lost it all. And then in terms of boxing, I've had it and lost it all. And I'm fucking here. I'm still here. I'm still talking to you. I'm still fighting Manchester United on Saturday. So that's why now, I still am sensitive. I always will be sensitive. Even when people say I smell or something, I get really upset about it. But that's not what I'm saying. When people say to me, oh, you don't deserve that, I say, you know what, I fucking deserve it more than you'll ever know. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean that in a way like, oh, feel sorry for me because I've had these problems. I mean, I fucking earned it. I've grafted my bollocks off. You think I'm not in the gym? Well, I know how to train than me in the gym. Yeah, I like to eat shit. Yeah, I do this and that, but I fucking grafted, you know what I mean? I've tried really hard. And people, I don't, the social media thing, I don't graft on social media, but that's just me. It's not luck though. I'm not lucky that I was born handsome and fucking funny. It's not my fault, is it? There's no luck involved in that bullshit. So yeah, I fucking sat down the other day and I just thought I'm proud of myself. So people can say whatever they want about me, but I'm proud. For the first time in my life, I'm happy and I'm content. I've been content in the past, but I've never been content with me. I'm content with me. I can finally sit down and say, David, you're a good fucking boy. You are. You've done well for us. You know, I've done well for me and myself.
Iron Brew, Babe Station.
What was the other one?
I don't know, there was it.
There's been a few other ones. A few.
Yeah. Iron Brew have sent you some bottles of Iron Brew.
Yeah, you know, I find it really difficult because I'm sat here and I feel like for the last half an hour all I've talked about is how well I'm doing and this and that, but Iron Brew and Babe Station was fucking... Some days I literally do... I spoke to Chris Lloyd and he said, if Anthony Joshua lives 100 times, he's going to be famous 95 times. He's going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. He's going to be an American football player, basketball player. He was born to... He's just an exceptional athlete and he's good at... You know what I mean? Like, he's good at everything. He said, if Dave Allen lived 100 times, you'd be famous one time. Out of the 100 times, you would only make it one time at something in life. Because you're Dave Allen from Doncaster. Do you know what I mean? Brought up in shit. I'm not meant to be anything. He said, this is your one life. You're living that one lifetime out of 100. That's you. Babe Station, in Babe Station Studios, like with the girls, and you got all that going on. I am Brewer ringing you and saying, messaging me and saying, let's do this. All sorts of companies.
Twitter verifying you finally.
Stuff like that. And I literally, some days, I wake up some days and I think, what the fuck is going on? I'm not meant to be doing this. So that's why, you know what, I don't mean this in a negative way, but if I got knocked out on Saturday, I'd literally go out there and I'd just say, you know what, I've had the maddest go at this game. I'd just say, I've had them, like Tony Bellew obviously, I've not had a patch of a career on him, but I'd literally come out the ring and I'd be as happy and as content as he will be when on Saturday. Every time I got out the ring in Newcastle, I just thought, you know what, if I get by a bus outside, I've had the fucking best, my life's been exceeded 1 million times over. I'm so, like, for the first time in my life, I'm genuinely happy. I'm really happy. I just can't believe it, you know? And I'm sharing, like, Monty's here, but Monty's a grown-ass, successful man in his own right. Danny Morell's here, 16 years of age, and I just think, you know what? It makes me so happy being able to bring him in. He has the best time, and I'm just so happy that I can do that, and I'm really happy about it.
Good, it's the Dave Allen we want to see.
Yeah, you
that
know,
version of Dave Allen.
I want to win. I want to keep building. I want to keep getting better and better because, you know what? I make other people happy, KUGAN. That's a gift. Someone said to me, "You can make other people happy. That's the greatest gift you can have." And I thought, fucking hell, he's right, you know. So let's keep winning. You know, I mean, people say tomorrow you're a fat cunt. I'm in good nick. I've been kept myself in decent shape. Got to get better. When I get back into title contention, it's be in better shape. Need to improve again and again. Obviously, you're looking fantastically well.
People can't really see you past here before I let you know.
Yeah, but you know, I'm aware of my shortfalls. I know what I need to work on. But I'm serious. I'm deadly serious. I'm going to go as far as my ability will take me. the mindset is a lot of it. You know, I spoke to Adam Boot downstairs, and I've got a fantastic trainer, Mick Marsden. I was speaking to Adam Boot, and just speaking to him, he's empowering, you know, and I'm just developing my mind's just. I'm a different. I'm sitting on I'm the same little boy, but the little man keeps popping out now and again. You know what I mean? And I'm happy with it. It's giving me a lot of confidence.
Okay, Dave. Thursday night. Much appreciate your time as always.
Always for you.
Have you got anything else you'd like to
I
add?
just want to say a big thank you to everyone as always. You know, I just want to say.
Can you just do one thing for me?
Can't do anything for you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. I'll start with that. Hello, everyone. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone because people may get bored of me saying it, but I always want to say I'm very grateful what everyone does. You know, I'm doing the fighting and doing whatever else, but if you didn't like me, I'd be knackered, really, wouldn't I? That's the top and bottom of it. So, we're paying everyone back now. I want to show everyone what I'm about. You know, I always say I don't try and prove anyone wrong. I try and prove the people right that believe in me. No try. If you don't believe me, you don't believe in me. Fuck you. Like, I'm gonna prove you wrong. People, if you believe in me, I'm gonna prove you right. If you don't believe me, you don't believe in me. Like, that's on you. You don't believe in me. If you believe in me, I'll back you 100% of the way. If you're backing me, I'm backing you 100% of the way. So I just want to say I'm very grateful. If you don't believe me, but you're still a fan, I appreciate that as well. But if you're not a fan and you don't think I'm any good, then fuck you. You know? Because if you don't like me, then fuck you. I was speaking loud and said, Adam Moon just give me like an half an hour therapy session. If you don't like me, then fuck it. I said to him, I said, Adam, why do certain people not like me? It fucking pisses me off. I'm not a bad one, but he's like, you know what, some people are just dicks. So yeah, fuck you all. To all of you people out there that don't like me. Because you can't not like me, really. Because I've done some bad things in my time, but not recently. I had a fight since year 8. Well, anybody since year 8. But yeah, that's about it, really. Danny Morell's fighting very soon. Hopefully next week. Other news. That's about it, really. Stone Cold t-shirts are on sale. These ones maybe as well. Want one, get one, support.
Where's my one?
Yours is Danny Saturday, I think. So yeah, that's about it. I hope everyone watches Saturday. And
Is this going to fit me?
it's one kiss and a love, but you have lost a bit of weight.
I will try it on and I'm going to send you a picture of it.
You're looking well. You know, obviously, doing your thing. Doing your thing. So I just want to say, it was a good show Saturday. I hope everyone's well. Not really got anything else to add. Just thank you, KUGAN. Thank you. You know, I'm always saying thank you, me and sorry. There's nothing wrong with that. Because you can always be grateful and sorry for something. Hello, Joe Solly as well, my nephew. I never mentioned him apparently. There you go. For you.
Dave Allen, thank you very much. Oh, I suppose we'll ask you about your prediction for Bellew and Usyk while we're here.
Yeah, do you want it?
Yes.
Well, you know, we want a Tony win. I admire and respect Tony Bellew massively. Because I look at his career, you know, Tony Bellew's career actually gives me hope. I actually look at Tony Bellew's career and I think, if he can do it after the Chilemba draw, why can't I do it? Genuinely. Like, I genuinely look at that Chilemba draw and I think, how much money what chance would you give him of becoming a world champion? Then fighting for all the belts on pay-per-view, beating David A twice, after the Chilemba draw, what odds would you give him it? That's what I'm saying. So why can't I do it? That's genuinely what I think. I look at Tony Bellew's box rate, go down to Chilemba, then look at his career after that, I think, you know what? Yes, Webb, Nebo, Bracamonte, right, who was he boxing there? Right, yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I do think Usyk, if I had to bet my life on it, I'd go for Usyk. I think he's probably the best fighter on the planet, him and Lomachenko. But I will be cheering for Bellew and I'd love to see him go out on a win. But either way, the man's had a fucking career he could have only dreamt of and we could all only dream of. So lost my peace on that. Thank you.
KUGAN CASSIUS, IFL TV, Dave Allen, aka the White Rhino.
Don Costello here.
And people
Pay-per-view.
don't realise that you haven't got any bottoms on underneath.
Your cock's out, innit?
This
Don't
whole
worry, you've done
interview,
really well,
how
actually.
good have I done for 40 minutes? You've had literally nothing on underneath. Good.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
That's one.